The Silver Linings Playbook is the debut novel of American New York Times bestselling author Matthew Quick. Quick's fame is mainly attributed to this novel. He was born in 1976 and grew up in Oakland, New Jersey. He has a degree in English literature and worked as an English teacher. He decided to leave his job to write his first novel. He lives in Massachusetts with his wife, novelist Alicia Bassett. David O. Russell, an award-winning American film director and screenwriter, adapted the Silver Linings Playbook into a movie that stars Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, with Robert De Niro, Jackie Weaver, Chris Tucker, and Julia Stiles in supporting roles. This movie was highly praised by critics and earned numerous accolades. It received 8 Oscar nominations and 4 at the Golden Globes. Jennifer Lawrence won an Oscar for Best Actress thanks to her performance interpreting Tiffany. After spending time in a psychiatric facility, high school teacher Patrick Pat Peoples, in the film renamed Patrizio Pazzo Latano, comes home to his parents. He has a theory that life is a film created by God, and it's going to end with his reunion with his wife Nikki. Pat is determined to find a silver lining in every situation of his life and to become a better man. So embarks on a self-improvement plan that includes regular jogging, fitness exercises, and reading the works of American literature that his wife teaches her students.
I just can't believe Nikki's teaching that book to the kids. I mean, it's the whole time. Let me just break it down for you. The whole time you're rooting for this Hemingway guy to survive the war and to be with the woman that he loves, Catherine Barkley.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning, Pat.
And he does. He does. He survives the war. After getting blown up, he survives it, and he escapes to Switzerland with Catherine. But now Catherine's pregnant. Isn't that wonderful? She's pregnant. And they escape up into the mountains, and they're going to be happy, and they're going to be drinking wine, and they dance. They both like to dance with each other. There's scenes of them dancing, which was boring, but I liked it because they were happy. You think he ends it there? No. He writes another ending. She dies, Dad. I mean, the world's hard enough as it is, guys. It's fucking hard enough as it is. Can't somebody say, hey, let's be positive? Let's have a good ending to the story?
One of the conditions for Pat's release from the mental health facility is visiting regularly his therapist, Dr. Patel. In the book, Pat has some difficulties in remembering what the reason for his stay in the facility was, and only in the final chapters he finds out. In the movie, he talks about it in his first visit with Dr. Patel.
I come home, what do I see? I walk in the door and I see underwear and pieces of clothing and a guy's pants with his belt in it. And I walk up the stairs and all of a sudden I see the DVD player. And on the DVD player is the CD and it's playing the wedding song. And then I look down and I see my wife's panties on the ground. And then I look up and I see her naked in the shower. I pull the curtain back and there's the fucking history teacher with tenure. And you know what he says to me? You should probably go. That's what he says to me. So yeah, I snapped. I almost beat him to death.
During a dinner at his best friend's house, Ronnie, Pat meets Tiffany, his recently widowed sister-in-law. Since her husband died, she has been struggling with depression and a sex addiction, so she lost her job and moved back with her parents. After that, Tiffany starts following Pat when he goes jogging. Pat, in an attempt to get rid of her, following Dr. Patel's advice, invites her to dinner. The dinner is really awkward as they say little to nothing to each other, but it is a turning point. Pat and Tiffany start developing an odd friendship and start running together every day. One day, Tiffany gives him a letter in which she proposes an agreement to Pat. She will act as a liaison between him and Nikki, so they can communicate despite the restraining order. If Pat agrees to be her partner in a dance competition, he reluctantly agrees because this is the only way he can communicate with Nikki. After weeks of rigorous daily practices, they participate in the dance competition and do very well. So Tiffany gives Pat letters from Nikki. In these letters, Nikki explains him that she's happy, that she's married to another man, and says goodbye to him. He tries to convince her that he is a changed man and that he still loves her. He also asks for a date in person. He understands that there is something wrong when he goes to the date and finds Tiffany instead of Nikki. She explains that she wrote the letters because she's in love with him. Pat is really surprised by all of this, but he realizes that Tiffany is the only woman in his life that really understands him and accepts him for who he is. This story is a first person narration, and we see the events through Pat's eyes, and this gives us access to his most intimate thoughts and insight on the way he perceives reality. Due to his condition, sometimes his reality is distorted. Often his view of things is simplistic and childlike optimistic, because he truly believes that everything that has been true has helped him become a better man, and that every situation has a silver lining. The reunion with his wife, that Pat believes is inevitable, is the biggest illusion in Pat's life. What happened with Nikki is an enormous stress factor, and memories associated with the day of the incident cause him intense anger episodes. Even though Pat's behavior and mood swings are often associated with bipolar disorder, Matthew Quick never provides us with a diagnosis for his main character. On the other hand, David O. Russell, when adapting the book into the movie, decided to make Pat bipolar. In several interviews, O. Russell affirmed that the main reason for this choice was making a movie to which his son, affected with bipolar disorder, could relate to. According to psychologists, the portrait of bipolar disorder is fairly accurate, probably given his first-hand experience on how people with this condition live and connect with other people. Pat has an easier time relating to his mom, who is very understanding and nice, while his relationship with his dad is difficult. The only thing that helps him connect with his father is football. They have a huge passion for the Eagles. In the movie, Pat's dad, interpreted by the very talented Robert De Niro, is a gambler, a very superstitious man, and he starts making a living as a bootmaker after losing his job. The theme of gamble recurs often during the movie, while is never mentioned in the book. Pat's relationship with Tiffany is probably the one that helps him the most. She helps him in moving on with his life and accepting himself for who he is. Their interactions in the book are really awkward. Most of the time, they don't speak. Pat soon realizes that with their silence, they say more to each other than people that are actually talking. In the movie, they have entire conversations, but they're always peculiar and intense. The movie adaptation made his story, if possible, even better. Every character is believable: Pat, his dad, his mom, his brother, Tiffany. We can easily relate to them. They are not a perfect American family as we often see in movies. They are messed up and they have all sorts of problems: gambling, bipolar disorder, unemployment, depression. But that is what makes them human. What makes them great is the way they love and support each other. And Pat is the one that teaches us the greatest lesson of them all. No matter what happens, in every situation, we can find a silver lining.